Bottom line, starting a business is a big part of many people's lives. Not everyone. It's not for everybody. And a lot of people think it's not for them when it really is. You just got to do some extra work. But, you got these things in your mind that think you got this that negative voice in your head. Number one, you should give it a name, a funny name or an evil name or whatever. But that negative voice in your head rules, so you feel like you can't do these things. But bottom line, starting a business is a big part in many people's lives. It's also, in my opinion, like realistically, almost required to gain and grow family wealth. You know what we're talking about here on the foundation. We hear about, talking about family wealth and family estate and, getting your business together and getting your private structures together and your trustee training, blah, 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 blah. Business credit is crucial in running a successful business. Crucial, absolutely crucial. Because there are times in all business cycles, there are times in all consumer cycles where demand and sales are low. They don't always match up these, consumer cycles and sales cycles and whatnot, but there are always going to be times throughout the year or so, whatever, maybe in a 5-year period or whatever, where, money's going to be tight, sometimes even non-existent. Even though maybe you're doing great business, you may be selling so much that you can't keep up. You can't really figure out how to raise the costs and keep your customers, but the company you're leasing your office from is definitely figuring out how to raise your lease. And they keep doing it. And the power company, every chance they get, they're sending a notice of an increase in power rates, sewer, and all these different bills as they increase over time. And these market conditions are going, and you're looking to, stay afloat, so to speak, and, be able to fill orders. Credit is important. Business credit is huge. That's why I talk about it. That's why it's a big part of the foundation. And when I say the foundation, I mean, the foundation with SOL on High Frequency Radio Network, but I also mean the foundation of economic knowledge and understanding when it comes to commercial transactions. We can get into which entity you're using to execute or commensurate the commercial transactions later. But the foundation of knowledge and understanding of this commercial realm and the nature of commercial transaction is crucially dependent on knowledge of businesses, corporate structures, as well as business credit. And the success of your private estate and multiple generations of wealth are dependent on, in some ways, for a lot of families, a public-facing business, a family business. So, like I said, business credit is crucial. Business credit is also very complicated to learn. There's a lot of things go into it. I like to say there's you got Equifax and Experian and TransUnion reporting on your social, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. But with businesses, you got an EIN where Equifax business, TransUnion business, and Experian business report revolving credit, but then you got another number where net credit is reported. And that currently, that is the Dun & Bradstreet number. Business credit is very complicated to understand when it comes to the difference between what ratio of credit can I use? When should I PG and when should I not? What vendors should I apply for so I don't burn up the business credit profile? What products and services should the business pay for, and which ones should we not? Where do we apply for credit first? How do we get to tier 2 level business credit or tier 3? A lot of stuff goes into it. And for those of us who try to keep on the bleeding edge of what's going on in these fields, understanding Dun & Bradstreet and the big component of Dun & Bradstreet and the Dun & Bradstreet number is a large part of this stuff. It's also expensive to hire consultants to, help you fund your business, to help you build your business credit. Sometimes the consultants aren't trustworthy. Sometimes they run off with your bread. A lot of stuff happens. Sometimes they just don't know what they're doing. They just can talk very well, and they got a gift for gab. But either way, business credit is complicated. Business credit is expensive when it comes to hiring, consultants, and it's expensive to be wrong. This flip right here may change it all. You can hand down a business, and this is why this is important, but you can't hand down a job. You can't hand down a bachelor's or a master's degree or an associate's degree or a doctorate degree to your child, to your heirs, and allow them to, benefit from, your work in the form of, commanding a higher salary than those children whose parents did not hand down their doctorate and masters and whatever it is. You can't do that. But you can definitely pass down a business, especially if the business is timeless. If you're dealing with food, if you're dealing with clothing, if you're dealing with shelter, a lot of those businesses are timeless. When you're getting into technology, I think that stuff is becoming timeless. Transportation is timeless. Travel is timeless. There's a lot of different sectors that are timeless, not necessarily recession-proof sectors, but timeless sectors. They're always going to be around. You're always going to be able to make some money somehow, some form. And those types of businesses you can hand down to your heirs. So, and this shakeup right here, this shutting down of Dun & Bradstreet can affect your legacy, and also can really hinder those who are beginning or even stop those who are learning or even into business credit, because this is a big switch up as far as I'm concerned. Let me get to it. Dun & Bradstreet. If you don't know who Dun & Bradstreet is, Dun & Bradstreet is a company. They established the Data Universal Numbering System, or DUNS number. All right, and this is it's a identifying number that is used to validate, entities for federal contract purposes. That's what a DUNS number is. DUNS stands for Data Universal Numbering System. DUNS. A lot of people, I got my DUNS number. Most people saying that don't even know, that is an acronym. Let me read this. I got this from, what is it? It's a mailer I got from Central Law Group. I'm signed up for their mailers and stuff. I'm a nerd. I like to read a lot of this weird stuff. But, occasionally I run across stuff like this, and especially beforehand, before it happens, so I can get people, put people on the game. So here we go. On March 18th, 2019, the U.S. General Services Administration, or GSA, announced that Ernst & Young LLP was awarded a 1-year base and 4-year option period of $41.8 million contract for entity validation services for the federal award process. Those trying to get federal contracts with the government, trying to get awarded federal contracts. That's what this has to do with. Okay? Dun & Bradstreet, who established the DUNS system, held the contract for more than 20 years. The DUNS number has been an established and unique identifier for entities doing business with the government. With the new EY contract, or Ernst & Young, the DUNS number will be replaced. Dun & Bradstreet has agreed to continue to work with the General Services Administration as well as Ernst & Young during the transition. So we can expect that hopefully those current businesses and for sure big businesses that are making a bunch of money who got their stuff together, that their profiles are going to be transferred over from Dun & Bradstreet to EY or Ernst & Young to it's going to be called the SAMI. It's going to be a SAMI number. It's going to be transferred without a hitch. But small mom and pop shops, man, watch your stuff, and this could really, really be detrimental for any type of credit you can get in the future if you are already established, with your business credit, and it can also affect, your credit profile because there could be some errors, man. I'm telling you, and they're gonna say, look, there's gonna be errors on specific businesses that can look, and a lot of times with the contracts, you African American women-owned businesses and stuff, you check that and you get kind of preferential treatment. Man, I bet you there's going to be specific accounts that are going to have experienced widespread problems due to the transition between the Dun system and SAMI system. I can already see it, but this is a part of it. Or maybe I'm just super paranoid and I'm out here tripping. It's possible. It's definitely, I might be crazy, but I'm seeing a setup here. GSA continues to work on reducing duplication across the government, and now entity validation will be serviced by SAM.Gov. GSA will use a government-owned unique identifier called the System for Award Management Managed Identifier, or SAMI, and it's SAMS.gov, System for Award Management. That's where we go when we're looking to bid or research available government contracts. So they're going to create their own. The government is creating their own number, and this is why I'm saying lockdown, and it's part of this public lockdown. It's the government creating its own number, just like the IRS creates the EIN and the Social Security number or whatever. The government is creating its own number to identify companies, corporations, trusts, so on and so forth, internally for award contracts. And because this number was unique, it was used to track business credit on the net credit side. Sometimes some revolving stuff will show up there, but it's on the net credit side. And net credit is credit that you have to pay within a certain amount of time. It's 15 days, 55 days, 60 days, 30 days, 90 days. The terms are, the company you guys negotiated between, the vendor. Revolving credit is reported on the EIN, which is already a government, number. So that's stuff like credit cards and stuff. You can pay the minimum balance, and the overall balance, the principal balance. You can pay the minimum payment, and the overall balance revolves onto the next billing cycle, like the next month's billing cycle. You maybe pay some interest, maybe got interest free for a certain time period, whatever. That's on the EIN side. They're about to push this stuff internal. Dun & Bradstreet is no longer issuing Dun & Bradstreet numbers starting March 18, 2019, possibly, or maybe a little later, depending on when they implement this system. Also, Ernst & Young is going to be validating the entities for the System for Award Management for the federal government. Let me continue. I'm going to get this. GSA will use a government-owned unique identifier called the System for Award Management Managed Identifier, or SAMI number. Securing this 5-year contract means that the federal government will have a safe, secure, and unified method for validating entities, while also simplifying the process for those who seek awards, said GSA Office of Systems Management Assistant Commissioner Judith Zawadzki. She goes on to say this award greatly improves the government's abilities to manage data and is an important step forward to competitively procuring entity validation services on behalf of the entire government award community. Updates to the system for a war management website is more than likely going to happen. But they're also saying that because Dun & Bradstreet, they issued the number and they were verifying the entities, they kind of had like a relative monopoly. I got another one here. Fed Scoop. This is like a publication that reports on like federal stuff, new federal news, policies, updates, procedures, stuff like that. The government is moving to a new provider to validate and track its business with contractors and other parties. Ernst & Young, we know this, $41.75 million contract, 5 years, entity validation services for the federal war process through GSA, System for War Management, or SAM system. Let me see, I like this one, so there's a reason why. Okay. Ernst & Young will replace incumbent Dun & Bradstreet, which has provided the government entity validation through its Data Universal Numbering System, or DUNS number, for more than 2 decades. As GSA transitions to Ernst & Young services, the government will receive continued service from Dun & Bradstreet to maintain award reporting and data integrity. Now, instead of a DUNS number, GSA, through Ernst & Young, will use a government-owned unique entity identifier called the SAM Managed Identifier, SAMI, with SAM and GSA's integrated award environment. This eliminates issues with vendor lock and vendor lock-in associated with government relying on a private company's proprietary identifier. See? They're telling the truth. They GSA, and maybe that's what they're just saying. Maybe that's what they're saying. Me personally, I think they're locking it down. Also, I wouldn't be surprised if they say, oh, you got to use a social or ITIN in order to get a SAMI number. GSA has been exploring new options for entity validation for more than 2 years. It issued a request for proposals late last year. Watchdogs have championed the move away from Dun's number system because of its nature of proprietary system. Okay, DMV said in 2017 it hoped to continue its work with the federal government. I bet it did say that. And said Dun & Bradstreet believes that our government partners will continue to find value in what we deliver to support the federal government across a multitude of missions. I think this is big. I could be actually tripping. I could be bugging out. I could be losing it. Straight up losing your mind. So we'll get it together. Really though, I don't think I am. I think as this public locks down, I think this is lock in step with the IRS issuing a new mandate that you can no longer obtain an EIN using the SS4 paper form or IRS.gov without it giving or providing, more appropriately, a social security number or individual tax identifying number. Whereas currently you can use other EINs to obtain EINs using the paper form as well as IRS.gov. Shutting that down. Shutting it down. They want to know who you are. They want to know how you're attached. And as they revamp and reboot this system, if you don't know what you don't know, you're going to get locked in. And then everybody's going to get locked down and, oh man, it's all bad. And there's going to be a movement, a new sovereign movement in 20 years, 25 years, maybe 50 years or 60 years, or who knows how ill this new, system is. But it's coming. I know it's coming. I can feel it. Some of y'all might be able to feel it. But something's up. Something's definitely up. Can't really put my finger on it, but I'm sure it has something to do with money. I'm sure it has something to do with value. I'm sure it has something to do with property, assets. And I'm sure it has something to do with tracking. And if I can associate you with this company and I can pour through your company financials and try to find evidence of commingling and self-dealing, then I can, attach all of these transactions to you as the individual and tax the individual from here to kingdom come. And if you don't know certain information while you're setting up your business, while you're getting your EIN, so excited because you started your new business, and you're getting the EIN, and you're going to go open a bank account, but oh and behold, they want the social. I don't understand how to do this. There's no way, okay, well, I might as well give them my social. And a lot of us are beginning to establish our family estates, or, like I like to say, reestablishing our family estates. And as we move on this process, some of us are further along than others. Some of us are not far at all. A lot of us, in the pursuit to grow the assets and the wealth of our private estate, our asset protection trust, our family trust, any of the sub-trusts that may or may not be a part of the entire overall estate. A lot of us are going to look to open up some sort of public entity, some sort of public business that can, provide a quality good or service to the public with terms and conditions and, nice, good, clean, solid contracts, and generate income for the benefit of the private estate. That's what the name of the game. That's what it is. And be able to, title majority of the shares or membership interest in this company, in this corporation, in this LLC, in this S Corp, in this C Corp, in some sort of business trust or asset holding trust, which never dies, which is controlled and managed by the board of trustees of the family trust, and continues to perpetuate the legacy through this business and continue to, generate income through this business. That is a large part of it. Prada's not a last name. I'm pretty sure Fendi's the last name. I know Gucci's the last name. A lot of these companies are last names. Chase Bank, Chase, someone's last name. Morgan, JP Morgan, that's the last name. And the list goes on and on. I'm serious. It's the name of the game. And these companies operate for the benefit of the private estate. So as we're all beginning to reestablish our private estate, I feel like, personally, and I could be tripping, I could be bugging out, man. I could be on some straight drugs, man. You know what I'm saying? But here's what I think is going on. I think it's the age of information. I think those in, quote, power, those who control not only, the banks, but also control, the social services and educational systems within not only the United States, but also in countries all over the world. Those who have their hands in politics, have their hands in, large, structures of the economy. They're starting to pick up on the fact that there are large swaths of the general population that is beginning to wake up and scramble and reach towards their freedom, whether it's economic, financial, whether it's physical freedom, or what have you. And they're saying they're trying to wake up. They're waking up. We can't necessarily, because it's the age of information. And, if we create a need by, censoring different information, someone's going to make a bunch of money, like gaining access to the information. So we don't want to create any new millionaires or billionaires, but we want to lock it down. So those who are in the process of reestablishing their estates and their wealth don't have a chance. And I see that with, they're starting to lock down this business stuff. They're starting to limit credit. They're starting to, encourage this melt up in the stock market. They're starting to lock it down how you can obtain an EIN and how you can obtain an EIN privately. And now they're going to issue internal governmental EINs. I'm sorry, not EINs, identifiers for the system for award management. And the company who previously issued numbers, identifiers for validation for the services, for validation services for government contracting was done in Bradstreet. And those numbers were spun off by Dun & Bradstreet. They realized that they could make some money, and they started, keeping track of companies' credit, net credit, vendor credit. I offer you some credit. offer your company some credit. Your company doesn't pay my company. I want a way to, at least, let other companies know, kind of mess up your, that's the nature of the game. I'm trying to, throw some salt on your, throw some salt in your game, because you salted mine. You didn't. So Dun and Bradstreet took advantage of that. So now that's already established. Net credit being reported on the quote Dun and Bradstreet, it's already established. Now that is going to be transferred to Ernst & Young, and the identifier Dun and Bradstreet number is gone. It's out of here. It's just a matter of time. And now it's going to be a SAMI number. And how do you think? What type of regulations do you think the government is going to have with requirements in regards to issuing that SAMI number? Just starting out, I can't go hire someone and be like, yeah, I can pay you 40 G's a year because I know I can, because I got 20 G's right now. And I got a solid business plan, and I'm just going to pay you every 2 weeks. So essentially, out of the next couple of months, I only got to come out of pocket a couple G's, and now I have an employee. Most of us can't do that and have them go and give up their social, because they're getting paid fairly and they enjoy their job, and they're not going to think about it to get a SAMI number. Most people don't have the funds to do that and have a secretary go, give their social to get the EIN for the company, for the corporation. Most of us can't afford that. They know what class that we're in, and they're setting up hurdles and barriers and big walls and chain links, which is cool, because I see them. And as long as we can see them, we can prevent against them, right? So I'm just bringing this to y'all attention. Hopefully I was able to, articulate the significance of this news to those who are looking to go private, those who are looking to change their, economic position, to raise their quality of life. For those who are looking to provide something better for their children and so on and so forth, we understand, and in some way or form we're going to have to start some type of business. Even if we continue to work our jobs until we, quote, retire, we still need to start some sort of business on the side that we can pass down to our children. And what I'm seeing, is kind of like concentrated. It's happening, concentrated, like within the last couple weeks and couple months. What I'm seeing is, a steady contraction and lockdown of these public ways of generating private wealth, especially for those who don't have the, quote, inside information, who don't come from, quote, informed families. We all come from uninformed families. I didn't know what an endowment was. I didn't know anything about interest rates and stuff. I just wanted the car. No one was there that I respected to tell me, like, yo, you want to put more down so you can get a lower interest rate because you pay less over time, and that's money that you could use to get other money, blah, blah, blah. Like, no one came at me like that. I come from an uninformed family. I had to figure all this stuff out on my own. And there was a lot of people that helped me on the way, serious mentors that I seriously salute. But if it wasn't for me, my due diligence and my consistency, my dedication, and my willingness to learn, and, to be humble and admit that I'm wrong, or I don't know, or, whatever, just to, be able to be taught and put people in, the disposition to teach me what they know. And also, I've been successful. So I kind of like proving myself to these people, like, well, what have you done? I can start naming things off. There's a website you can go here, and it validates. It's got years on it. I'm over 10. What is this? 20? This is 2019. I'm over 15 years deep in the successful international commercial game. Commerce. 15 years deep. Over 15 years of success internationally. With 2 brands, but they were directly connected to each other. International, seriously, south of France. Palm trees in the south of France. France got palm trees? I didn't know until I got there. It's crazy. There were certain things that I had to achieve in my life. I had to get on a big plane and fly, but I also had to do certain things here and then slowly expand out across the United States in order to legitimize what I was doing to be able to go overseas with the domestic product, with a foreign product specifically. and be successful. People were falling off. I met so many people in the same line of business I was doing that were so talented and had this didn't make it. Doesn't matter. I feel like fate or success is indiscriminate. She don't care who you are. She cares not who you are, what you look like, what your mom did, how bad you were beat when you were a child. She don't care. But if you come from an uninformed family, there's just things that we don't know. We don't know what we don't know. I mean, I didn't mean to, So, I'm kind of, I'm coming a little more advanced than I was last year. So I'm, trying to keep up on what I can keep up on. And I'm trying to tell y'all these things are changing and they're moving. And if we don't keep up with it, we will be lost. If we don't adapt, we will die. And not die like, and then fall down the stairs and expire like, no longer on the earth. I mean, die like your wealth will die. Your dreams will die. The legacy that you wanted for your heirs and your children will die. Because you had no means for effectuating that legacy. You have no means of actually making that happen. And, I see this slow erosion of the opportunities for new wealth to be created. And I think it's something to pay attention to. Look, we got about 4 minutes, roughly, left in the broadcast. If you're checking it out online, you may want to call in 424-222-5250. I will stream just a little bit. Maybe I'll take a couple calls. I haven't done it in a while. I feel like I haven't done it in a while. We can chop it up. But if you do not call in, you will get disconnected. And if you want to listen to the remainder of the broadcast, you will definitely have to, check out the archive, which is fine. That's cool. That's cool. You can check out the archive. I ain't got no problem with that. But, as long as you check it out and you get the information, that's all I care about, I feel like there's a lot of people who, don't know what to pay attention to. There's so much info. There's so many news articles and, memes and, little Facebook posts and Twitter posts and Instagram posts, pictures of someone else's post and, the retweet and the re-grand and the it's really hard to know what to pay attention to. And, with current events and, obviously with the topics that I, try to bring with this foundation, with this, with this whole movement is, to do our best to stay ahead of what we can stay ahead of and as far ahead as we can stay. But, the thing is we got to know that we can do it and that, we do have the ability, maybe not the knowledge, but we have the ability to change not only our lives, but generations of lives after you, which is a tall order and might be kind of spooky and scary. So I don't want to try because if I don't try, then I won't fail and they can't make fun of me. I mean, there's a lot of things that, some of us have to work out. But acknowledging that fact and acknowledging what's going on sometimes helps. With that being said, let me kick it to the phone line. I feel good about bringing this to y'all, like straight up, because I think this is so important, and I think it's straight under the radar. I don't feel like, mainstream news. I don't know what mainstream news is talking about. Probably something about Trump or, that one Muslim sister who's in the Senate, and they're mad because she made it in the Senate or whatever, or the House or wherever she is, and they're just trying to tear her down. Or now we're telling you that Bernie Sanders is a millionaire. Man, this stuff is crap. It's crap. And this is significant news, especially when we're looking to, reestablish our private estate. Let me, get off my soapbox. Let me go to the phone lines. 90 seconds left. So, call in if you want. If not, we good. It's all good. Hey, it's all good. So let me do this. Phone lines. 718-8092. Peace. Where you calling from?
Peace, Soil. This is Dal calling from New York.
Hey, what's up, fam? How you doing?
All right, you?
I'm doing very well. Doing very well.
That's good. Can a present EIN number way be good for a present EIN number? Actually, I have 3 questions for you. I'm gonna keep it very short. Can a present EIN, would it be better for a present EIN number to purchase to get another EIN number, and on top of that, would it be like just fine with one company? Because I want to cover all, I would like to cover all boards. I mean, so like if it was like plumbing, electrical, or can one company do everything? So like if I want to do landscaping and I wanted to do like maybe things of that nature, can one company do everything, or I would have to just get multiple corporations or limited liability companies?
I don't see why a company couldn't. I mean, unless it doesn't. I don't know. Unless it doesn't directly relate. Like, I don't see why a company would sell dish sponges and make tires. I don't know. I'm just being random. Maybe if they made dish sponges and they use some of the similar, components that they use in tires, maybe. But to sell dish sponges, but they make tires, it just doesn't. So some companies you can use and do multiple, offer multiple services and multiple, goods or products. But some of them it kind of doesn't match. It's like, you selling gum and paint. I'm good. I don't want no gum, but I'll take some paint because there might be paint in the gum. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes. The next thing is, like, would it be better to get a little limited liability company or get a corporation, so I don't have to turn the limited liability corporation company into a corporation by doing the 8832?
I can't get legal advice, so I don't know. I don't know your specific situation.
All right.
I know, you a trustee. I'm finna talk to you tomorrow, so you can definitely holler at us.
The last thing is like Teron L. Can he help people establish their business credit? Can he do that?
I'm gonna be honest. I recently talked to Teron, and he's very, very busy. But I can help you establish your business credit. You're a trustee. That's included in trustee training. So I'll help you. We'll get that handled. Definitely.
Okay. I appreciate it very much, family. I always love you. I'm gonna let you take the next caller.
Love you too, family. Appreciate you. Talk to you next time. Peace. Next caller, 925-4026. Y'all must have liked this topic. I guess it is breaking news. 925-4026. Peace. What's your name? Where you calling from? 925. Area code 925-4026. Are you muted? You got your mute? Hit your mute button. I ain't coming back. If I move past you, it's been a long day, y'all. Going once, going twice. All right. Excuse me. 929-4056. We got 4026. We got 4. Okay. 929-4056. Peace. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Peace, Brother Sot. Peace, kings and queens. This is Sister Yvette. My brother, you gave them some vital information, so I'm going to talk to the communities. My brothers, my sisters, the time is growing very short. They're locking down everything as far as us becoming financially independent from the very systems that have us enslaved. So the thing about it is you have to make choices and decisions, whether you want to be enslaved but from a different means, or do you free your mind and you free yourself. You have to invest. Instead of investing in the wrong things, which are short-term, look at the long-term goals. The long-term goals are, do you work longer hours to make the elites rich, or do you work longer hours to make your family wealth? The next thing is, some of you all, you already did your taxes. You should have pulled yourselves in for private education. If you are not diligent in doing what you need to do, don't waste your time. Don't waste the other trainees' time. Don't waste the instructors' time. Private education is something you have to invest your time, your thought process, your mindset in. You have to cut people loose that's not on the same level, because like minds will carry each other along. Staggerers, roadblocks are just that. They will stumble you and you won't find yourself picking yourself up. When you become privately educated, you have a different way of looking at things. You look at whether the glass is half full or the glass is completely full. Do you have to be selfish? Yes. Selfish meaning that you're going to have to cut away from the very things that you are chasing on a daily basis, a weekly basis, a monthly basis, whether it's buying the extra clothes, the extra shoes, going to the restaurants, partying, going to the movies. You have to cut some things out. You have to sacrifice. If you're not ready to sacrifice, don't do it. And when you make that step, whether you make a plan, please be honorable men and women, noble men and women. Take care of your debts. Just like you pay your rent, your gas, your light, your telephone, cell phone bills, whatever. Be diligent. Be honorable. Don't waste people's time. Don't waste your time. This is not just for you. This is for your grandkids, your great-grands, and the generations to come. Those that are clamping down on us, we've always been a people that struggled, so you thought. But just remember, we created everything that is in this earth. They talk about us. They beat us down. We are people that have always made it. Make sure, my brothers and sisters, when you go over, you take some with you. And for those out there that are fleecing my brothers and sisters and selling them the PDF that you all copied, and you didn't give them the proper instruction, and you left them out there to drown, my brothers and sisters, stop buying information that you can get into trustee training classes and study and learn on your own. It'll keep you out of a lot of problems. My brother, keep your head up, stay up, don't get corrupted, don't get distracted. We know the time is growing short. We'll talk in the private in a couple of days. Peace, my brother. Peace, kings and queens. Peace, communities.
Appreciate you, sister. Peace. Yes, talk to you very soon. Thank you very much. Always a pleasure when you stop by. You know what? I'm going to take two. I'll take two more callers. 347-9454. Area code 347-9454. Peace. What's your name? Where you calling from?
It's been a long time. How you doing, Brother Sot? It's Balance on the check-in. How you do?
Oh, family, how you doing? I'm well, man. Good to hear your voice, man. It's been like 2 years or something, like a year and a half, man. Where you been, man?
I've been moving, man, doing my thing, man. Working on some new metaphors, you know what I'm saying? Building and building, man. Had to peek in, taking it one day at a time, man. Checking in. I see you doing the right thing, giving the people the powerful knowledge on what's about to come down the pipeline. I like that. And you doing it right, man. I like that, man. I see you got all your trustees out there. They all on point, learning, and trying to do the best they can, man. They going to work it out, man. Study with the study, man. With the best.
You still a trustee, though. Man. You know, stop being a stranger, man.
I'm in the background, man. You know what time it is. You know how it takes, man. People that do things move in silence, man. We don't got to talk about it. You just got to be about it. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. Everything good, man? Business good?
Yeah, everything
Money
going good, man. Everything is good, man. Now I'm working on some other stuff right now. You know what I'm saying? I'll let you know about it soon. So you just be on the lookout, for that check-in. And I hit you up.
All right, yeah, I got the same number, man. Call me.
No doubt. I got you locked in, man. I ain't forget about it, brother. You know what I'm saying?
All right, man. Appreciate you.
Go. and keep it up, man.
All right, I will.
What's that
Thank
number
you.
they getting ready to flip? They getting ready to do the Sams. They about to put it under Sams, right?
Yeah, it's going to be a Sammy number. No more Dun & Bradstreet number.
Right. Because I was trying to tell somebody that they getting ready to be out of here. They praising that Dun & Brag like it's the Almighty, but a lot of people don't know it's going down.
Yeah, it's a rap rizzle.
Phasing out. The Titanic is going under, man. Let's have your raft and get off that boat. You know? All right, peace to the God.
Hey, peace, family. Thanks for calling in, man. Good to talk to you. Absolutely.
You too, man.
Peace.
One love. Keep giving up that good knowledge, man.
Absolutely.
Peace.
Oh yeah, trustee training alumni right there, man. So I'm looking forward to talking to the brother when he calls me to hear what he's involved in. I swear, like, all the trustees, man. As soon as you get this knowledge, man, it's one thing after the other. I feel like as soon as you kind of come into certain knowledge and you're able to do things, those things that you're able to do come to you, and it's a beautiful thing. All right, one more caller, 216-7361. Area code 216-7361. Peace. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Peace. Islam, peace, God. This Neil the God in Cleveland.
I'm sorry, who?
Neil the God in Cleveland.
You said Amir?
Mill, M-I-L-L, Mill the God.
M-I-L-L. Oh, Mill the God. All right, peace, man.
Mill the
Peace.
God, yeah. This is my first time calling, man. I listen all the time, though. I love your show, man. You and Yusufel. I kind of caught the show late, man. So I was just wondering, you kind of like, I heard you say somebody changed the Dun & Bradstreet number to a Sam's number. I'm gonna go back and listen to the archive, but I caught the end. So with Dun & Bradstreet, I was like, what about the profiles that they built up? Because I got a whole business credit profile built up with Dun & Bradstreet.
That's what I'm saying. So like, it's something to pay attention to, and get ahead of. My thing is those who, when you build out your SAM.gov profile for your business, your Dun & Bradstreet profile for your business. There's questions on there. Is it a minority-owned business? Is it a Native American-owned business? Is it a African-American-owned business? And a lot of people check those because they're able to get certain benefits from that. Those are the ones that I would presume if there's any problems, it's going to predominantly be in those accounts, those transfers. But essentially, what's going to happen is, all the Dun & Bradstreet profiles are going to transfer over to Ernst & Young. So they're going to be EY or Ernst & Young profiles, and the Dun & Bradstreet is going to be done away with, and those who currently have Dun & Bradstreet numbers, who look to register for the System of Forward Management for the federal government, are going to have to get SAMI numbers, like the actual government numbers, System for Award Management numbers. So they pulling the government is basically pulling those numbers internal. They're gonna handle that. We got this. We gonna issue our own numbers. We don't thank you. You know what I'm saying? Don't need no help. And with Dun & Bradstreet, they basically said it's gonna work through the transition, which means they're gonna give Ernst & Young access to their database, and they're gonna transfer all of the profiles over. And call me cynical, but I think there's going to be a number of profiles that's either going to have errors or not have mixed up information, or there's going to be profiles that don't get transferred over at all. So, A, I want people to understand the information, and B, I want you to pay attention to your profiles and make sure and be diligent, during the transition, and make sure that everything's, all good and on the up and up.
So would a scoring system be the same? 1 through 100. 80 and up is good.
I don't know. That's hard to say, man. That's hard to say because that's a Dun & Bradstreet. You get a paydex score. So that's all done in D&B. So Ernst & Young, right. Who knows? I'm sure it's going to be something very similar, if not almost identically the same. But then again, I could be wrong. It could be completely different. But it's a whole new number.
Dun & Bradstreet.
It's a whole new number.
It's basically, so they'll notify people. Like they're going to notify everyone who has a profile.
I don't think so.
They might. I heard of this.
They might email. The email that's on file. They might send a letter to the business. They might try. They might not say anything. It might just be when you renew your SAMS.gov registration. It might be just then when the government is like, okay, so this is a new thing, proprietary. Here's how you transfer over. Because really, a Dun & Bradstreet number is to validate entities for contracts for the federal government. Secondarily, credit is reported on it. So, that's a secondary function that, Dun & Bradstreet capitalized on that, a lot of critics think that they have a monopoly on. So, that's another reason why this is changing, I think, or maybe the major reason. But, I don't know if it's going to be user-friendly transition. I would think it's not. I would think it wouldn't be a user-friendly transition. And those companies and those who have money and have the wherewithal and the understanding to stay on top of that, they will. And those who don't, perish. Peace. Underfoot. Mad taxes, B. Oh, no, you can't claim that under corporate taxes. I'm sorry, you can't claim that. Yeah, you have to do that with your, the individual. Sorry. I can just see it.
I'm glad you brought that information. I'm calling Dun & Bradstreet first thing in the morning and trying to find out what's going on.
Okay, yeah. I mean, they're going to give you the runaround. I don't feel like they're going to be upfront with you. Oh, yeah.
You say they not?
I don't know. They might give you. They're probably gonna downplay it, man. Because look, if I was Dun & Bradstreet and I'm the CEO or whatever, the Dun & Bradstreet, and this stuff is hitting the fan right here, and we losing our contract with the government, I'm gonna tell my employees that everything's all good. So there's not a mass exodus of my employees like quitting, trying to find new jobs, because we still got stuff we got to do. We got orders we got to fulfill. We still transition. The new network with Ernst & Young. Like, I need employees. I ain't finna tell y'all that it's all bad. I'm finna tell you it's all good. It's all good. Don't worry about it. So when people are calling in to Dun & Bradstreet, what do you think the employees are going to be saying? Oh, it's all good. Don't worry about it. I don't feel like it's going to be, on the up and up when you call Dun & Bradstreet. Plus, they got really underhanded tactics trying to sell their credit services and stuff. I don't like it. I don't really like Dun & Bradstreet.
They always trying to say that.
So they're not really honorable as a company anyway. So I feel like they're going to be on some funny stuff. I don't trust them. Yeah. Because you can call them, see what they say. I'm interested. See what they say. Email me. Man, welcome to the foundation. Tell me what they say.
Yeah, keep us updated, man. Because I've been building my profile for a year. I've been trying to get my personal credit up to 680 so I can get these stacks. I've been trying to get. I'm even gonna call your boy when I'm ready. The guy you have on all the time. What's the name of the company he worked for?
Lender's Pocket. He works for Lender's Pocket.
Lender's Pocket.
Specifically, he contracts with Lender's Pocket. He's a contractor, not an employee. But yeah, Lender's Pocket.
Yeah. I've been meaning to you can get with him, but I got two businesses, so I've just been so busy. But I listen to the show all the time, so that's my plan right there. So I got to get on top of this and see what's going on.
Oh yeah, it's not a game. It's happening right now. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Like, that's the main reason why I'm on the air is like it's going down currently. It's been going down. It's just slow because they don't want it to be, very jarring for the general population. You know what I mean? Because they're not trying to deal with the fallout. But man, it's been going down. It's been happening. It's going down. I'm just fascinated in the way that it's going down. Like I never would have thought they're gonna shut down. Over 20 years, Dun & Bradstreet has been doing this for over 20 years. I mean, that's like legacy. Who would have thought? It was a surprise, but the implications are real. So just definitely want to bring it to y'all. Definitely.
Yeah. Thanks, bro. Thanks, man. Islam.
My pleasure, man. Islam.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, absolutely, man. This. I mean, and I study every day. Like, y'all gotta know, and those of you who do know, like, we study every day. We take time out every day to put our head up and look at what's going on in the world and whatnot, and then get into other books and stuff till we can currently continue to up our game and up our knowledge base, so we can make these moves, these power moves, man. So, definitely got to stay on top of this stuff, man. I'm glad I can, keep people on alert. I feel like this is going to be a big show in the archives. A lot of callers. I'll take one more caller. 602-9705. Peace. What's your name? Where you calling from? 602-9705. Okay, I guess I won't take no. Whoa. Okay, hold on. I'm coming back. Peace. What's your name? Where you calling from?
It's Albert from Phoenix.
Oh, what's up, family? How you doing?
Not too much. A little bit of everything. Just trying to take care of the family over here. You know, we had some new interesting things going on. And first of all, I just want to say thank you for being up here doing your thing like always. You know, the family is getting to be more and more into it, comprehending the difference between the private and the public, and learning how to live it more than anything. And it's been one of the best things we could do so far. You know, there's a kind of freedom that we'll never be able to take back from not having to have somebody with their thumb on your head all day, all night, calling the shots on your life. So we're enjoying the freedom over here. So we just want to give it. That's about as good as we could ever give is our experience here and all the pieces we learned. You know, just going from once again the public to the private. You know,
right.
The trustee training. That's a work in progress, and that's doing real good. So we appreciate you there. But there's another new thing that we'd like to know about on a new edition type thing. Do you have any recommendations when it comes to a birth certificate or bringing children into this world as a private citizen or private what?
I think that's a great question. I think that's a great question.
You know, because that's not something I've heard about too much, and I remember Yusef touched on it a couple of times in the past, and some people are real big on just deleting everything, being ghost, but there's also the benefits of going, you know, one side to the other, so we're looking for some direction there. That'd be helpful if you got some.
Yeah, I mean, everybody, you know, is free to choose how they interface or if they interface at all with the public. So, you know, I definitely welcome and, you know, respect free will. As far as a birth certificate, you know, with my zero experience, anything I'm about to say, I'm going to speak straight theoretical, but I think it's, you know, I believe it to be kind of like common sense, but, you know, a lot of people don't possess, you know, critical thinking skills. But, you know, at the top of the birth certificate, there's a state seal. There's a state seal on every single birth certificate. So, I think first things first, we need to start developing our family seals or our family crests.
Okay, perfect. That's exactly what I had in mind, and the conversation without really having any direction.
Right. I think that's the first step, and then, you know, we create a document, a private document to evidence the existence of the true and live birth of, you know, a child of God, or, you know, however you want to word it. And then, you know, put your family seal on that and date it and sign it, and, you know, maybe even get it notarized if you want to, you know, go that far. But I don't think the notary is absolutely required. But, you know, I would look at the birth certificate itself and, you know, draw off the, you know, overall elements that are in there, and then definitely add, you know, whatever else you want. But, you know, definitely.
Okay.
I think there's a big thing, you know, when people say, you know, such and such of the family, blah, 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 right? Of the family Johnson or of the family Smith. And, you know, I draw a tight correlation with that type of terminology or the phraseology of a sentence like that when we're dealing with family trusts, you know, and family estates. My name is Joseph of the family Smith. What's family Smith? The family Smith Trust. Family, we're under private law, contract law. What you want? So, you know, and then somehow, you know, you want to, you know, correlate whatever you create with that family seal to, you know, the family trust. Because, you know, it's a birth record, so you want to keep the records, right? Just kind of like how they do. You know, the public mirrors and mimics the private, exactly. So some of the stuff we don't know about the private, we can learn from the public because we understand the mirror principle.
Okay. And, just like you said, the common sense thing kicks in right there. That's why I feel a little bit more comfortable the direction you're coming with it, because to me it only makes sense to do it in that manner versus, the traditional, go this way type thing. So, cool.
It's all
cool.
about genealogy. All about genealogy.
Yeah.
The first book in the Bible is Genesis. The genealogy of man, the genealogy of your family is vital and important. And if you're not keeping track, and they're going to keep track, but they're going to do it on some, legal fiction type stuff, and then to your detriment to their benefit. Absolutely, great question, man. That was good. I like that.
Definitely, definitely for real. And on that same note, we just recently experienced, if we could share, in the area that we're in, is just a high-paced growing city, and we had a van pull up the other day, and my kids immediately kind of startled, and then a lady get out with her laptop and her badge, and she's from the Census Bureau, wanting to take census of this specific location, none other than this location, my home specifically.
And no, you were just I'm sorry, sir, you were just randomly chosen. I'm sorry. It's nothing. This is it's the computer, sir. But we need to. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Correct. Exactly. Randomly chosen out of 10 years in this home. So, I said, "Oh, we're very familiar with your organization." She was very happy, full of joy. And I said, "But I can't say that we're going to be able to promote, what it is you're looking for." And one thing went to the other, very politely. She almost tried to say that it was going to be against the law for us.
Yep.
Forcing us type situation to not join their consensus right there in front of in the street. So there you go. Good to see the difference between the public and the private every day. So.
Every single day, and then they go from nice. Oh, there's three stages of government. Very very nice and cordial, threatening, and then outright bluff. Or they'll send someone else to pretty much say the same thing they said, trying to project more power than the previous person. I had the same, a very similar interaction with the census. I got, my home was randomly chosen, like pretty much after I closed on my first property. It escalated, and eventually I looked at the statute and was like, why don't you just? I saw there was a fine, so just issue the fine, I'll pay it. And she was like, oh, we usually don't do that. And I was like, well, this is all bluff. I said it to her face. But it got serious because she caught one of my daughters coming home from school and was grilling my daughter, and I just did not like that at all.
That's rough. Levels of ignorance, they just get deep.
Yeah, levels of disrespect too. But levels of ignorance. A lot of ignorance is derived or a derivative of. A lot of disrespect is a derivative of ignorance. So.
I agree.
Absolutely.
Well, we appreciate you once again, man, and we'll be catching up with you soon. Keep doing your thing. And,
absolutely.
Also through email your way this week, so get back to me when you can.
Okay. I absolutely will. Thanks for calling in, man.
All right.
Appreciate the content.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
Yep. Enjoy the rest of your week. Peace. Well, I'm going to call it quits. I know there's more callers. I love y'all. I really do. It's no disrespect or nothing. It's just, how I can only talk, for so many hours consistently before I start getting tired of hearing my own voice resonate in my head. But no, seriously. I feel like, this was a very, very important topic. And I apologize for not catching it sooner. But I caught it before, it was implemented. I feel like, definitely we have enough time. So we definitely just have to keep our business and our affairs in order and then stay on top of the new things that are transpiring that may or may not affect our wealth ultimately. How is any of this stuff happening in the public can or possibly would affect my private estate? As a trustee, that is your number one job, to generate income for the private estate, for the benefit of the beneficiaries, assets, and to be very diligent and proactive with the markets and with what's going on. So hopefully everyone was able to gain some more information, some more knowledge from this episode of The Foundation. I do want to say thank you for tuning in and checking out this episode, whether live or on the archive. I definitely invite you, if you're looking to, book a consultation, you would like to, join trustee training or anything, email me, admin@welcometothefoundation.com, and we'll work it out. We'll get to the nitty gritty. As well as, there's a PDF section on welcometothefoundation.com. Check it out. Just, start reading. Everybody's got to start somewhere. But to me, the foundation is trust, then banking when it comes to commerce. So, that's just me. But definitely appreciate y'all checking out the show. This stuff is important. This stuff is serious. And you're not necessarily going to trip over something that you see. It's the stuff that you don't see and you don't know is coming, and you trip over and fall and you knock your teeth out. So, figuratively speaking. And with that being said, I definitely will be back next week. And, maybe we'll continue the, Mindset of the Trustee series. I feel like I could do like 10 of those because we can get deeper and deeper. But I'm not really sure, so I don't know. Don't quote me. Anything beyond that, welcome to thefoundation.com, admin@welcometothefoundation.com. Reach out. Closed mouth don't get fed. Appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Y'all enjoy the rest of your week. Spend some time with, family, those that are important to you. That stuff's important, and, life passes by fast. So I'll catch you next time here here on Welcome to the Foundation.com on High Frequency Radio Network. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Peace to the guys.
Doing this thing all the way live. High Frequency Radio.